Chosen one, if you're hearing this message now, it's not by chance. The universe is conspiring in your favor at this very moment. God has guided you here because the time for great transformation in your life has arrived. Everything you've been through, every tear shed, every night of anguish, every moment of uncertainty, none of it was in vain. This is the moment you've been waiting for, the one you secretly prayed for during your darkest hours. The message I'm about to share with you today will awaken something deep within your spirit. You'll feel a different vibration, an absolute certainty that harvest time has come. Yes, the time of scarcity is over. You weren't just tested. You were prepared to receive blessings in abundance that are now being poured over your life. What seemed impossible is manifesting at this very moment. Your prayers have been heard, and God is working supernaturally to transform your reality. This isn't a promise for the future. It's a declaration of what's already happening. Before we continue, I need you to do 3 simple things. Subscribe to the channel so we can continue spreading this message of power and transformation. Leave your like so more people can receive this divine revelation, and comment the word chosen so I know you're ready to receive this blessing in its entirety. Stay until the end of this message because every word has been divinely inspired for you. Your life will never be the same after hearing what's to come. Abundance is knocking at your door, and now is the time to open it completely. Chosen one, open your heart to this transformative truth. No pain you felt was in vain. Every moment of suffering, every tear shed in silent nights, every battle that seemed endless, all of it served a divine purpose far greater than you could imagine. God didn't allow your suffering to punish you. He allowed it to refine the diamond that exists within you. Have you ever stopped to observe how a diamond is formed? Under intense pressure, extreme heat, and in complete isolation. Likewise, your trials were not accidents. They were part of a divine plan to transform you into a rare and precious jewel. The pain you felt was the divine chisel sculpting your soul, removing everything that wasn't part of your true purpose. What seemed like rejection was, in fact, divine redirection. What you interpreted as failure was, in reality, the foundation for your glorious future. Every closed door didn't represent the end, but guidance toward the path that was always yours by divine right. You weren't losing, you were being prepared. Understand now, God saw every moment of your struggle when no one else was looking. He counted every tear, felt every pain, and planned every restoration. Nothing escaped his loving gaze. He was working behind the scenes, orchestrating circumstances and events so that at this exact moment you could receive the revelation that you were chosen for an extraordinary purpose. Imagine that your life is like a divine mosaic. Each piece of pain, each fragment of disappointment, each shard of suffering is being used by the master artist to create a masterpiece of indescribable beauty. What seemed shattered is being transformed into something glorious. What seemed meaningless now reveals its divine purpose. Your heart was broken so it could expand. Your faith was tested so it could strengthen. Your resilience was challenged so it could become unshakable. Nothing was by chance. Each painful experience was divine preparation for the moment of glory you're about to experience. You were refined through fire, purified through storms, and now emerge as pure gold, ready to shine with intensity never before seen. Pain didn't have the final word in your story. It was merely the process you went through to reach your glorious destination. Now is the time to see the fruit of what was planted in tears. Feel the transformation already happening within you. That weight you carried is being removed. That shadow of doubt is dissipating. That fear that paralyzed you is losing its power. You're being freed from everything that prevented you from walking in the fullness of your divine calling. The universe is realigning in your favor at this very second. Feel the change in the spiritual frequencies surrounding you. What was once resistance now becomes assistance. What was blockage now becomes a portal. What was scarcity now manifests as abundance. Your pain was the price paid for this extraordinary transformation now being revealed. Receive this truth in your spirit. You were chosen for this moment, not by chance, not by luck, but by divine design. You faced what you faced because you were being prepared to carry blessings of a weight others couldn't bear. Your scars aren't symbols of defeat. They're medals of honor, testifying to your strength and resilience. The time has come to see that no pain was wasted. God transformed every wound into wisdom, every fall into ascension, every tear into anointing. The refining process is complete, and now you shine with your own light, radiating the glory for which you were created. This is just the beginning of the manifestation of divine power in your life. Get ready, because the best is yet to come. Awaken to this powerful revelation. Every battle you faced wasn't just a test, but divine training for the kingdom that's now manifesting in your life. When you were struggling, you weren't being defeated. You were being equipped with the necessary tools to reign in your area of influence. God's kingdom is being established in your life, and you've been trained to administer it with wisdom and power. Think of a warrior preparing for a great conquest. He doesn't begin training on the day of battle. He undergoes years of preparation, facing lesser adversities that strengthen his resistance and refine his skills. Similarly, every confrontation you faced was carefully orchestrated to develop in you the strength, wisdom, and resilience necessary for your royal destiny. That rejection that deeply wounded you, it was training to develop your divine self-confidence so your validation would come from within, not from outside. That financial loss that seemed devastating, it was training to teach you to prosper and manage the abundance now beginning to flow your way. That relationship that crumbled, it was preparation for the divine connections being formed at this very moment. The kingdom manifesting in your life doesn't tolerate weakness, fear, or doubt. That's why you needed to be forged in the fire of adversity. Each situation that seemed unfair was actually shaping your character to bear the glory now being poured upon you. Your training was intense because your calling is extraordinary. Now see how it all makes sense. The nights you cried silently were developing your spiritual sensitivity. The moments you felt alone were cultivating your intimacy with the divine. The times you almost gave up were strengthening your determination. Nothing was wasted, nothing was by chance. Every detail of your journey was planned with divine precision. The kingdom for which you were trained isn't a physical place, but a spiritual reality of power and authority that transcends the limitations of the natural world. It's a state of being where you manifest abundance even in times of scarcity, where you exert influence even without official position, where you carry peace even amid chaos. You were trained to operate at this superior level of existence. Feel the change already occurring within you. Those insecurities that once limited you are dissolving. Those fears that paralyzed you are losing their power. Those doubts that tormented you are being replaced by an unshakable certainty that you were chosen for such a time as this. The training is complete, and manifestation begins now. The weapons you acquired during your battles, patience, perseverance, discernment, unwavering faith, will now be used not just to survive, but to conquer and govern. What once seemed too heavy a burden now reveals itself as necessary preparation for the royal responsibility being placed on your shoulders. You've been tested and approved to govern in the kingdom. What the enemy planned for your destruction, God transformed into your training for spiritual domination. Where there was limitation, now there is expansion. Where there was scarcity, now there is abundance. Where there was confusion, now there is clarity of purpose. The kingdom for which you were trained is manifesting in every area of your life: finances, relationships, health, purpose. You are no longer in training, you are in transformation. The cocoon of difficulties breaks at this moment to reveal the majestic butterfly you were always destined to be. The kingdom for which you were prepared is being established within and around you, transforming not just your reality, but the reality of those who come into contact with you. Accept this truth in your spirit. Every battle was necessary for the kingdom now manifesting. You weren't chosen to be common, to merely survive. You were chosen to reign, to prosper, to manifest the extraordinary in an existence others accepted as ordinary. Your training is complete. Your spiritual coronation has begun. The kingdom is yours by divine right. Receive it now with faith and gratitude. Chosen one, listen carefully to this transformative truth. You are ready to experience the glory that is coming. Yes, you have been divinely prepared, refined in the fire of trials. And now the moment has arrived for you to experience a level of glory exceeding everything you ever imagined possible. The wait is over. The preparation is complete. Glory is already manifesting. This is not ordinary glory. It's not a temporary improvement in your circumstances. It's a complete and irreversible transformation, affecting every aspect of your existence. It's a glory that shines from within, radiating a divine light that will attract opportunities, people, and blessings that previously seemed beyond your reach. It's a state of being where you live above the limitations of the natural world. You may be wondering, how do I know I'm ready for this glory? The answer is simple. You're here receiving this message. The fact that you're connected to these words at this exact moment is no coincidence. It's divine confirmation that your time has come. Your spirit already recognizes this truth, even if your mind tries to question it. The restlessness you feel is the final alignment happening within you. Think about how gold is refined. It's subjected to extreme temperatures, so all impurities can be removed, revealing its true beauty and value. Similarly, each trial you faced served to purify your spirit, remove everything that didn't serve your divine purpose, and prepare you to carry this glory without being consumed by it. You didn't just survive the fire, you were transformed by it. This coming glory doesn't manifest only in material prosperity, although that's part of it. It manifests in an unshakable inner peace, even amid storm. It manifests in relationships that nurture and elevate instead of draining and limiting. It manifests in a clarity of purpose that directs every decision you make. It manifests in the spiritual authority you carry, which transforms environments simply by your presence. Feel the energetic shift already occurring within you. That feeling of limitation is transforming into a certainty of boundless expansion. That weight of unworthiness is being replaced by a quiet confidence in your divine value. That fear of the future is dissolving in the face of unwavering faith in what's being prepared for you. Glory isn't just something coming, it's something you've already begun to experience. Have you noticed small changes happening around you? Doors that were previously closed, beginning to open. People recognizing qualities in you they never noticed before. Creative ideas flowing with surprising ease. These aren't coincidences. They're initial manifestations of the glory being established in your life. They're just the first drops of a rain of blessings about to fall upon you. The glory for which you were prepared is one that transforms not just your individual life, but impacts everyone around you. It's a state of being where you become a channel of blessings, an instrument of transformation for those who come into contact with you. People will be drawn to the light you radiate, seeking to understand the source of your peace, prosperity, and purpose. You were chosen not only to receive, but to distribute this glory. Remember, you aren't receiving this glory because you're perfect, but because you were prepared. Your wounds, now healed, have become testimonies of overcoming. Your failures, now redeemed, have become stories of perseverance. Your weaknesses, now transformed, have become channels for the manifestation of divine power. Nothing in your journey was wasted. Everything contributed to preparing you for this moment of glorious manifestation. At this very moment, visualize glory as a golden light descending upon you, filling every cell of your body, every facet of your mind, every dimension of your spirit. This light dissolves limitations, heals old wounds, restores what was broken, and activates dormant potentials within you. You were created to radiate this light, to live in this glory, to manifest the extraordinary in every area of your life. The coming glory isn't something you should strive for. It's something you should allow. Open yourself completely. Remove the barriers of unbelief. Abandon thought patterns based on limitation. You are already ready. Everything you've been through was divine preparation for this moment. Receive the glory. Live in the glory. Become one with the glory that has always been your destiny to manifest. The time has come, and you are ready to shine as never before. Chosen one, awaken to this powerful truth. Your history of struggles is being divinely transformed into your testimony of victory. The same battles that nearly destroyed you are converting into your most powerful instrument of impact and influence. What the enemy planned for your failure, God is transforming into your greatest testimony of overcoming and glory. Every tear you shed, every sleepless night, every moment you thought you couldn't go on, all of it is being rewritten into a testimony of divine resilience. People will look at your life and no longer see failure or defeat. They'll see a living monument to divine power that transforms the impossible into manifest reality. Think about the greatest stories of overcoming you've ever heard. They all begin with seemingly insurmountable adversities. Similarly, the more intense your struggles were, the more powerful your testimony will be. The size of your problems determines the magnitude of your testimony. God allowed you to face extraordinary battles because He was preparing an extraordinary testimony through your life. Visualize for a moment that financial situation that seemed like a bottomless abyss is transforming into a testimony of supernatural abundance. That destroyed relationship is converting into a story of miraculous restoration. That frightening medical diagnosis is becoming a testimony of divine healing. That painful rejection is transforming into a platform for your acceptance and elevation. What deeply wounded you will be, what brings healing to many. Your testimony has power because it's authentic. You aren't speaking of theories or abstract concepts. You lived every moment, felt every pain, faced every obstacle. This authenticity carries a strength that transcends words and touches the hearts of those going through similar situations. Your testimony will be the map guiding others out of their own valley of shadows. The enemy tried to silence you through suffering, but didn't realize he was merely providing material for a testimony that will echo for generations. He thought your struggles would destroy you, but didn't understand that each battle was being recorded in the celestial archives, preparing a testimony that would challenge the laws of human limitation and proclaim the power of divine intervention. Observe how everything is aligning now. People are crossing your path precisely because they need to hear your testimony. Doors are opening in areas where your experience of overcoming will be valued. You're being strategically positioned to share your journey of transformation with those who desperately need hope. Your testimony isn't just for you. It's a divine tool of collective liberation. You don't need to manipulate or exaggerate your story. The power of your testimony lies in its raw truth and the glory of divine transformation. The more honest you are about the depth of your struggles, the more impressive the height of your ascent will be. People don't need another example of unattainable perfection. They need to see how someone real, with real problems, experienced real divine intervention. Your voice, once silenced by pain, now carries spiritual authority. When you speak, they aren't just words. It's a living testimony that breaks chains of limitation, dissolves lies of impossibility, and plants seeds of faith in the lives of those who hear. Your testimony doesn't just inspire, it liberates, empowers, and transforms. It's a tangible extension of divine power operating through your lived experience. Today, at this very moment, your history of struggles is being sealed as testimony. The transition has already begun. What was once shame is now glory. What was defeat is now victory. What was the end is now just the beginning. Your testimony is being delivered into the hands of those who desperately need the hope your story carries. Stop hiding your scars. They are visible proof of your healing. Stop diminishing your battles. They are evidence of your strength. Stop underestimating your journey. It is the map that will guide others to their own liberation. Your history of struggles was not in vain. It was divine preparation for a testimony that will echo in eternity, proclaiming that through you, the impossible became not just possible, but manifest reality. Receive this transformative revelation. You are now divinely forged to receive without fear. The refining process you went through wasn't just to remove impurities, but to expand your capacity to receive the abundant blessings being poured upon your life at this very moment. You don't just deserve to receive, you were specifically prepared for it. For a long time, you may have carried an unconscious fear of receiving in abundance. Perhaps you wondered if you were worthy of prosperity, if you were prepared for the responsibility that comes with blessings, if you could maintain what you received. These doubts were planted by the enemy to limit your capacity to receive what was always yours by divine right. But now you've been forged to receive without any trace of fear or doubt. Think of a vessel slowly expanded by the potter to contain more. Every pressure applied, every adjustment made, every moment in the fire, all of it served to increase your capacity. The same trials that seemed to be shrinking your life were actually expanding your soul to receive blessings of a magnitude you couldn't previously sustain. What seemed like destruction was, in reality, divine expansion. The fear of receiving takes many subtle forms: excessive self-criticism, unconscious sabotage of success, distrust of abundance, imposter syndrome, feeling unworthy of achievements. All these fears have been systematically removed from your spirit through the refinement process. Like purified gold, you not only shine more intensely, you've become more receptive to the prosperity flowing your way. Notice how your mindset is already changing. That inner voice questioning your worth is being replaced by an unshakable certainty that you were chosen to receive. That hesitation you felt when visualizing prosperity is being replaced by confident expectation. That discomfort with the idea of abundance is being transformed into a natural acceptance of the divine flow of blessings in your life. The universe responds to your capacity to receive. When you were limited by fear, blessings could be all around you, but couldn't penetrate your reality. Now that you've been forged to receive without fear, observe how opportunities, resources, and connections begin to flow effortlessly your way. It's as if a divine channel of abundance has been unblocked within you. You've been forged not just to receive, but to receive in abundance. It's no longer about crumbs of prosperity or drops of blessing. It's about an ocean of divine provision flooding every area of your life. Finances, relationships, health, purpose, inner peace. There's no limit to what's being poured upon you now. Abundance isn't just a possibility, it's your new reality. Observe the signs that your capacity to receive has expanded. Opportunities appear without you seeking them. People are drawn to help you without you asking. Resources manifest precisely when needed. These aren't coincidences. They're confirmations that you're now aligned with the divine flow of abundance. You're no longer struggling against the current, you're flowing with it. The fear of not deserving has been replaced by certainty of your divine worth. The fear of losing what you receive has been transformed into an unshakable confidence in continuous provision. The fear of judgment has been dissolved by the understanding that your prosperity is part of a greater purpose. You've been forged to receive with gratitude, administer with wisdom, and distribute with generosity. This is a new chapter in your life, where receiving becomes as natural as breathing. You no longer need to struggle, manipulate, or control to manifest abundance. You simply need to exist in your true identity as someone divinely chosen and prepared to receive. Resistance has dissolved. The channel is open. Abundance is flowing. Chosen one, you are now forged to receive without fear. Open your arms, expand your heart, elevate your expectations. Everything that was promised is being released toward you at this very moment. You went through the fire, not to be consumed, but to be prepared for this time of divine manifestation. Receive without hesitation. Receive with confidence. Receive in the fullness that has always been your divine destiny. Awaken to this revolutionary truth. God is actively transforming your deepest wounds into your most powerful tools. That which hurt you, left scars on your soul, almost destroyed you, is being divinely reconfigured to become the instrument of your greatest impact and purpose. The same wounds the enemy used to try to defeat you, God is using to equip you with unique tools that no one else possesses. Each wound carries a unique wisdom that cannot be acquired any other way. The rejection you faced, it's transforming into a tool of unconditional acceptance that heals others. The financial loss that devastated you, it's converting into a tool of prosperity that will break cycles of scarcity. The abandonment that broke your heart, it's becoming a tool of divine loyalty that will restore broken relationships around you. Observe how this transformation process is already happening within you. That sensitivity born from your pain isn't a weakness. It's a tool of supernatural perception that allows you to see beyond appearances. That resilience forged in your most difficult moments isn't just for your survival. It's a tool of strength that will sustain many. That compassion born from your suffering isn't simply empathy. It's a tool of divine healing. The most powerful tools in human history were created from desperate needs. Similarly, your greatest spiritual tools are emerging from the places of your greatest need. What seemed to be your curse is revealing itself as your greatest blessing. What seemed to be your end is manifesting as your true beginning. What seemed to be your defeat is becoming your platform for victory. Think of the great transformers of history, all carried wounds that converted into their motivation and instruments of change. Their wounds didn't disqualify them for greatness. They were precisely what qualified them. Similarly, your wounds aren't obstacles to your destiny. They are the very vehicles that will transport you to it. God doesn't waste pain. He transforms it into purpose. This divine transformation of wounds into tools isn't just for your personal fulfillment. It's so you become an agent of transformation in the world around you. The tools emerging from your wounds carry an authenticity and power that tools acquired in other ways could never possess. When you use these tools to serve others, miracles happen, lives are transformed, and darkness retreats. Have you already begun to notice how your painful experiences have given you unique insights? How your journey through the valley of shadow has equipped you with solutions others can't see? How your familiarity with pain has given you a unique ability to bring healing? These are tangible evidence that your wounds are already transforming into divine tools in your hands. The process of transforming wounds into tools doesn't happen automatically. It requires your conscious participation. It takes courage to revisit places of pain with a new perspective. It takes faith to see potential where there was only suffering before. It takes surrender to allow God to redesign what was broken. But when you open yourself to this process, the miracle of divine transformation happens in an accelerated way. Your deepest wounds were hiding your most powerful gifts. What the enemy intended to use to destroy you, God always planned to use to equip you. The depth of your wound determines the reach of your tool. The deeper the pain, the more powerful the purpose that emerges from it. Your places of greatest vulnerability are becoming your areas of greatest spiritual authority. The time has come to stop hiding your wounds and start wielding your tools. What you tried to bury, God is resurrecting with a divine purpose. What you tried to forget, God is bringing to light not for humiliation, but for global transformation. Your wounds no longer define who you are. They equip what you will do. They are no longer your identity. They are your tools. Chosen one, we've reached the end of this revealing journey, but for you, it's just the beginning of a new reality. Everything you heard today wasn't just momentary inspiration. It was a prophetic declaration of what's already happening in your life at this very moment. Each word was sown in the fertile soil of your spirit and is already germinating to produce abundant fruit. You finally understand that every struggle, every pain, every night of anguish was part of a greater divine plan. Nothing was wasted. You were refined to shine, trained to reign, prepared for glory, forged to receive, and your wounds were transformed into powerful tools. This is the moment you've been waiting for, the moment for which you were divinely prepared. From today on, carefully observe the signs of transformation around you. Doors will open effortlessly. Opportunities will appear from unexpected places. People will be drawn to your light. What seemed impossible yesterday is becoming your new reality today. Scarcity has been broken. Abundance is manifesting. Your harvest time has arrived. Your testimony will inspire thousands. Your tools will bring healing to multitudes. Your life will be living proof that no matter how deep the darkness, light always prevails. No matter how intense the battles, victory always comes. No matter how painful the wounds, transformation always happens. Stand firm in this truth, for the enemy will try to make you doubt. Remember, you passed the test. You survived the process. You're ready to receive everything promised to you. The divine transmutation has been completed in your life, from victim to victor, from wounded to healer, from needy to provider. Before we say goodbye, I ask you to do two simple things to amplify this divine message. Subscribe to our channel to continue receiving revelations that will transform your life, and leave your like so this message can reach other chosen ones who desperately need to hear it. Your participation is part of the divine plan to spread hope and transformation. Always remember, you are chosen, you were prepared, and now you are ready to manifest the glory that has always been your destiny. The wait is over. The transformation is complete. Your time of abundance has arrived. You are chosen, and nothing can prevent what God has prepared for you.